start with the slip knot, and I like to make my slip knots doing it like this, kind of like a little X between my fingers. And then I take my crochet hook, and I'm using sock yarn, so I'm using a very small crochet hook. This is how I do my slip knot. So you have your crochet hook, and then you have a loop around your crochet hook. So this is how I hold my yarn. I go like that. So your hand looks like this, where you have yarn on your pinky and yarn on your second finger. Okay, so I'm going to do a chain of 3. That's how I do my chain. Yarn over and pull through the hook, the loop on the hook. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we're going to make a circle. This is an alternative way of doing a magic circle. You're just going to take your hook and put it through the first loop. And you're going to take your material and you're going to just pull through. And then you're going to pull through again onto this loop. Okay, and that gives you your circle. So you have a circle going across here, and then you have your chain. And if you pull on this string, your circle is going to get tighter. Okay, that's what you want eventually. Now I usually keep my finger right where this circle is, the hole here, so it doesn't close on me. When you look at your square, you're going to have a corner. So you have corner, shell, corner, shell, corner, shell, corner, and at the very top here, you are going to have a shell. Okay, so we're going to start with a corner. So our pattern is corner, shell, corner, shell, corner, shell, corner to create our square. So what I just did here was I did a chain of 3. That is going to count as our first double crochet, even though it's a chain. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets in the circle. Now that counts as the second double crochet, and now we're going to do the third double crochet. Okay, now we're going to do 3 double crochets in this circle for our shell. We just did our first corner, so 3 double crochet. One, 1, 2, and then we're going to do a third one. So this is what we have so far. Okay, we're going to do 3 chain. That counts as our first double crochet. Now we're going to do second double crochet, and third, all in the circle. Okay, now we're going to do a shell. That's 3 double crochet into this circle. Now we are going to do a corner, 3 chain of 3, and into our circle we're going to do 2 double crochets. Okay, now we have that. Now we're going to do a shell. Now, in order to make a square, you need a corner. You need four corners. So we have 1, 2, and 3. We need a 4th corner. I'm going to finish this so it looks like this. So it looks like a complete square. So we are going to find the chain of 2 from the beginning of where we worked, which was right here. And we're going to do slip stitch. Okay, now we have our square. Now, the circle looks kind of big in here, doesn't it? Well, we're going to change that. We're going to just take our material on the other side. We're going to flip this, and here's where our circle was. There's our circle, and then this is the material from this circle, and we're just going to pull on this. We're going to pull on this. We're going to grab it from here, and we're going to pull. So now we're going to cut this material. Now we're going to make a little knot, and the way that we do that is we're going to put the material and yarn over and pull it through this circle, that loop, and then we're going to knot it. Okay, and then that's how we get our square. So we have kept some extra yarn here at the end of each square. I'm going to use this to sew the squares together. And we're just going to do that using whip stitch. Sewing it from the middle to the end here, just like how I did in the last square, by just sewing it to the end of the square here. And then we're going to put these two squares together, identifying where the corners are. You could even use a stitch marker to show and to point out where the corners are if you want to. And then you just put the two together. And you're sewing it in the same direction, taking the stitching of what looks like the V and going through the V in the other square. Are straight together. Okay, so we have this done, and I'm going to knot this and then weave in the ends. And you can use this extra one as a tassel, and you can just leave it like that, but I'm going to make mine a little bit different. You could take several strips, just take your yarn and cut them, and knot it together. Take all the ends and knot it, and then after you have a knot, use this tool and put it in this loop into here at the top, and you can have a few sticking up like this, a few of your strands. So I'm going to add another one. I think maybe I'll use a green one this time. Actually, it's turquoise. It's called Glass E Beads. Bought this at Michael's craft store a long time ago. Maybe I'll just use the white only. This white is so pretty. Okay, so start off with putting again the bead onto here, and then you put it through. Okay, now you have that, and you just pull this bead through, and that puts it right on to the material.